Welcome to lesson 94, reducing units before multiplying, and this is in Saxon 7-6. We're looking at pages 453 to 454 in your book, and you can just follow along. Now, first of all, I want to talk about how we reduce before we multiply. This is from lesson, I think it was 63, or it was in the 60s. So if we were looking at a problem like this, okay, we can reduce these numbers before we multiply. It makes it a lot easier for us. So for instance, this 5 over 5 is the same as 1. So we can just cross off our 5 over 5. This 2 over 4 here, this 2 over 4 is the same as 1/2. So I'm just going to change it to 1/2. And finally, 3 here over 6 is equal to 1/2 as well. So I'm going to change that to 1/2. Okay? Basically what I did was I took out a factor of 3 here. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I just took out a factor of 3. Well, now I can multiply. It's much easier. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 times 2 is 4. So I end up with 1/4, and I don't have to multiply all those numbers out. Makes it a lot easier. Well, it turns out we can do the same thing with units. So let's say I were going 4 miles an hour for 2 hours, okay? I'd be walking, I wouldn't be in a car going 4 miles an hour, obviously. And I wanted to figure out how far I had gone. I knew my speed and I knew my time. Well, I can take the hours and I can actually cross off those because they cancel each other out. Now, this is a really, really important concept when you want to figure out, if you want to convert a unit to another unit, you can use this concept. And this is something that you are going to, trust me, learn this because in chemistry, this is going to be very, very important. All right, so I can proceed. 4 times 2 is 8 miles. So if I went 4 miles an hour for 2 hours, I would have gone 8 miles as my distance. All right, let's move on to example 1. I went 55 miles an hour for 6 hours. Again, I can cross my units off and I get 55 times 6. 55 times 6, okay, is 330 miles is how far I went. Okay, it's just that simple. And then we have example 2. And in this example, I am converting feet to inches. Okay, so if I have 5 feet of ribbon or whatever,